Hey everybody, it's Stevens Point. Lance here again. I got to be honest with you. I really debated whether or not I should have this last recording made or not. So this is one of those, because of the environment you're going to find yourselves in delivering content, I think we want to broach the subject. I don't want it to be overkill. I certainly don't want to beat a dead horse, but I want you to think about some of these things before we get together, so that when we are having conversations around different roles inside this environment, we can kind of have a level playing field from which to start. I want to talk about the roles of the facilitator, and we're going to look at this. I'm calling it that for lack of a better way to say it. I'm going to define the facilitator as that person that's going to be at the alternative ed site, who's going to be there with the student at the remote site while the instructor is delivering content. Okay? And I really see their role as a facilitator as one of the make it or break it kind of opportunities. There are several roles that they take. You see them listed here. I'm not going to read them to you, but I want to take a moment and parse apart each one of them. Let's talk about the organizer. Obviously, if there are multiple people in that space, you want to make sure they're on camera, they're framed up, they're able to be seen, it's a comfortable Zoom. All of those things are making this process organized and working day in and day out. If you use Moodle, which I'm praying that you do to disseminate information, this is a note to my faculty members. You facilitators, you got to make sure those kids got those laptops, they got full charge, they're able to get logged in and access the Moodle site, right? It will become like second nature before it's all said and done, but in the early going especially, being able to help them get that going and then kind of keep an eye over the shoulder, right, as to what they're doing. Now, also here, the role of facilitator is as an organizer. It says keeping the instructor informed of events at the distant site. I don't know that there will be any specialized events specific to the alt ed site. There may be some field trips and things like that. I don't know. But I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that kind of stuff is going to happen at the high school. There's going to be an assembly. There's going to be a fire drill. There's going to be a tornado drill if you go to school here. All that stuff needs to be communicated in as much as possible so there are no surprises on either side of this. The role of the facilitator is class supervisor. Okay? Again, I'm not going to read each one of these to you, but I want you to start thinking about how this is sequentially going from organizer, the bare minimum, to class supervisor, helping with the discipline, and maybe helping lead the class. Maybe help an individual student who needs some attention and some guidance. All right? So those of you who are the teachers, you need to think, what do I want that facilitator to do, and what is my expectation? And we need to verbalize that when we get together, because this takes it to a whole nother level. This is where I found myself for 3 years of my life. Actually, as a team teacher, I facilitated sometimes, the remote teacher facilitated sometimes, but we actually shared the delivery of the content. And I know that's not going to happen here, but the level at which you guys are comfortable with each other is the level at which that student can work independently and or with the class at large. Sometimes those students are going to be gone. They're going to need to catch up. How are they going to catch up? Do you expect that facilitator to know the content, to be able to teach it? Do you expect them to be able to access recordings of you doing it? Where is that expectation? Let's get that verbalized, okay? Now this next part kind of is where the rubber meets the road in everyone else's eyes inside this world. You definitely want to do these things, and the last one is a do not, okay? Facilitators, I love you, but some of the biggest nightmare stories that I have from facilitators are folks who are evaluating the instruction of the person delivering it. And hopefully you're smiling when I just said that, but I'm being dead serious. It's a scary world when a facilitator finds themselves as critique agent for the person who's delivering the class. I'm going to let it go, okay? Facilitators, you also need to be promoting what's going on here. Be proactive in that. Don't wait on somebody to ask. Talk to your administrative team. If things are going great, awesome. If there are some challenges, some hurdles, let's address them. Don't let stuff build up, but reach directly to the faculty member and then all the folks who can touch that process. Let's have a conversation as a part of this. With the participants, again, I said it a minute ago, your job is not to critique, I'll take it a step further. Your job is to be a positive reinforcement of whatever that teacher does at that remote site. Not the whole, well, I wouldn't have taught it like that, or, man, I don't understand it either. Those kinds of sidebar comments drag this thing down. And I know you're not going to do that, but I have seen it happen time and time again. Last but not least, promoter with parents and community members. Look, if one of these students has been struggling and they've been placed in your environment at the alternative school, and now they're able to complete a class, how amazing is that? I mean, that's what this tool is being leveraged for. Tell parents about it. You know, it never hurts to give kudos out in social media to somebody who's doing a great job. Those instructors are busting backside to reach those students. Promote the amazing things that are going on. Now, calendaring, scheduling, program announcements. I mean, this is stuff that's going to be just a normal part of your day. But when school calendars come out from a high school, I mean, you may have a crosstown rivalry. I don't know. You may have a community that, you know, when we play basketball against this team, everybody knows, or it's homecoming weekend or whatever. All of that stuff needs to be communicated both directions and what the expectation is. I guess what I would say in all of this, it's really about keeping it real, right? You're going to have instructional members who are teaching these classes who are maybe not be seeing these kids every day. And the days they're scheduled to see them, the kids may not be there. Maybe name tags would be nice, all right? Opening up some sort of a dialogue between the two of you as well as the student when that student needs additional help. All of these things help keep it real and are concrete ways to foster the relationship between you, the student, the instructor, and the administrator. Okay? The most important thing is keep these lines of communication open. It's an ongoing process, guys. This is not a one and done. We have the conversation now as a part of training, and then we never readdress it after the fact. No. This is an ongoing relationship now. And video has the ability to foster that when it is two-way, interactive, communicative, visually led, and individualized. All of those things can really make for a very positive experience. But you've got to proactively plan for it, and you've got to keep the lines of communication open. Again, I wondered whether or not I should even make this recording. We will talk about these issues when we come together, but I wanted you to kind of have a foundation from where I'm coming before we do. So, thank you again for your time. I hope you enjoy your holiday break. I hope this hasn't taken too much of your time to do this over break. And I will see you in January. Bye-bye.